A little bit earlier than anticipated. Our players are ready. They're ready to get this best of 5 series started, and they're going to do it on Concealed Hill. And our reigning semifinals champion, RaZZoRMaN. Our Farseer, Firelord Master. Down in the bottom left, donning the red trunks, Sheik. Hoping to have an answer for this Farseer Firelord push that we've seen the past 3 rounds from our Orc competitor RaZZoRMaN. Really able to lock in that 6-minute timing. We've seen him at the 6-minute mark almost like clockwork, like a metronome. At the 6-minute mark, he is at the opponent's base. Farseer, Firelord, summon units, grunts, raiders coming online. He likes that 6-minute timing. What answers will Sheik have? Potentially another proxy shop here coming up for RaZZoRMaN, just like the past couple games. The undead player not... I think there was a little fog of war line that prevented the visibility there. And the peon potentially going to be able to build its proxy shop in safety. Proxy shop coming online as we speak. Grunts on the way. Farseer just about ready to roll. Here we go. Let the games begin. And the Undead's going to have some summoned units of its own to deal with. As the Rod of Necromancy is purchased and ready to roll. Got some Sheik fans in the chat. Grinchy,
a player's forces are under attack.
Our MVP, welcome. RaZZoRMaN starting with some creeping rather than some harassment. Nice creep snipe there by the Death Coil of Duke Dreadmore, the Death Knight. Fortunately, one of these trappers was able to get an ensnare on that Skeletal Warrior, and it is going to fall, granting some XP. And more Skeleton Warriors on the menu here, as this Huntsman continues to just be a gift to RaZZoRMaN, ensnaring as many Skeletal Warriors as it can, aiding RaZZoRMaN. Wanting to secure that kill, not able to do it. That Skeleton Warrior is going to be brought back just enough. Death Knight also able to retreat back to some safety. And a little stalemate in the beginning here. About 20 XP, 25 XP going to the Farseer. And thanks to the Death Coil snipe of the Death Knight here, 32 XP for the Death Knight. Certainly going to like that as we move on into Tier 2. Underway by RaZZoRMaN. And the Death Knight retreating back yet again, getting as many of these Skeletal Warriors as possible to help deal with the constant summon harass from RaZZoRMaN. And the question remains, will we see Firelord in this matchup? How will RaZZoRMaN pivot? We've seen him the past couple games, the past couple series. The game plan has been the same, has not deviated far from it, as grunts continue to be produced. Transitioning now to Fiends. Sheik believes he has the answer. More Fiends in production. Tier 2 just about to be online for both players. Sheik's Tier 2 is going to be available first. Farseer continuing to creep the merchant shop right now. Gonna have to deal with these Skeleton Warriors in its face, and Tier 2, Level 2 is rewarded for the Farseer. Certainly going to be very helpful to get some extra chain lightning damage from the backline here of the Farseer. Ensnares helping out RaZZoRMaN yet again. These creeps have certainly been hired by RaZZoRMaN. And these Troll Trappers know exactly what to do to help out RaZZoRMaN. Ensnare all of the Crypt Fiends that enter the range. Chain Lightning going to be used to try to secure some of those creep kills. As Sheik's Death Knight falling dangerously low here, 130 health now. Has to patrol back, and a right-click now on the Wolf. Wolf's just going to chase that Death Knight all around, force it back. Fiend's also retreating. Salve and Clarity Pot popped on the Farseer. Will Sheik be able to get a cancel on that? And he will with that nice auto attack from the Fiend.
A player's forces are under attack.
Very nice attention to detail from Sheik, as he has to retreat with a almost sub 100 health Death Knight. Wand of Illusion being granted to RaZZoRMaN. Gonna opt to hold on to that one. More grunts on the way. And we're not going to see Fire Lord this time. We're going to transition into Shadow Hunter for maybe the first time this tournament, as far as I've seen at least. But something that's not going to change is the double bestiary. Is it going to be Raiders again to lock down those Fiends, lock down those heroes? RaZZoRMan's so deadly with those chain ensnares, keeping units locked down seemingly indefinitely.
Town is under siege.
And Sheik really needs that level 2 for this Death Knight, and he really needs that Unholy Aura. Is going to get it right here. But he's also in a compromised position. He needs to be really careful here. Has the level 2 shop. Is going to be able to buy a health potion if he needs it. Does buy the potion of healing. Does pop it immediately. Fiend's backing up into a better defensive position here as the grunts are starting to overwhelm the backline and maybe get this Death Knight trapped. Death Knight kind of juggling and bobbling back and forth into a now really defensive position all the way in the back of the base. Death Coil's going out onto the Fiends. Grunts moving forward, pressing forward, but so much auto attack damage from the Fiends. One's going to fall. Hex going out onto the Lich here, trying to get a Lich kill right here, but Death Coil going to go out onto the Lich. Get it healed back up to full. Death Knight again getting focused down. Statues online for our undead player Sheik as Hex used on the Lich as well. One more Death Coil about to be in stock, going to have to use it immediately, but Hex used critically right on time by RaZZoRMaN, preventing any healing capabilities from the Death Knight. Really nice play there from RaZZoRMaN as he is starting to retreat back slightly and might get surrounded himself. Going to have to pop that scroll of teleportation and get on out of here, RaZZoRMaN. RaZZoRMaN trying to take down some consolation of another Fiend and is going to get Death Coiled. Not going to be able to take that one for free. RaZZoRMaN does retreat and takes with him a Lich kill. Very nice usage of Hex there, preventing the Death Coil healing capabilities from Sheik. Sheik now stuck with the Death Knight alone when creeping here. Getting a Cloak of Shadows that might come in handy a little bit later this game. He takes down the remainder of the Turtle Camp, and as always, RaZZoRMaN with the constant pressure, bringing in the Raider army like we've seen so many times before. The Ensnare lockdown so powerful from RaZZoRMaN. Is Sheik going to be able to have what it takes to counter this Ensnare chain that always comes from the Raider line of RaZZoRMaN? RaZZoRMaN proving so deadly with Ensnare usage. Going to start chipping away at the front line, and Nova Coil onto that Farseer. 32 health, has to retreat back immediately. Oh my gosh. Be careful. One grunt is going to pay the price right now. Orb of Corruption on the Lich as well. Certainly going to help focus fire down some of these units. Hex is out on the Death Knight yet again, trying to secure some of these kills. One injured Raider backed up into some good defensive position here. Death Coil onto the Raider, securing a kill. Ensnare back and forth from the Huntsman and the Raider itself onto the Death Knight. Death Knight trying to clean up this creep camp as well as the remaining Raiders here. And this creep camp is going to go to our undead player. Gonna pull back this merch as well, the merchant camp here. As our orc brethren off to the side, getting healed back up to full. Farseer, Wolves, Shadow Hunter, Raiders. We've seen this composition so many times before. It's been so deadly. Is it going to prove to be as effective this game as it was in Orc Mirror the past two series? Ensnare out on the Raiders. So good with those ensnares, RaZZoRMaN. Yet again, this siege damage from the Raiders going to be very effective, cracking the undead base. Typically so hard of a base to conquer. But the siege damage of the Raiders certainly going to be very helpful here. Again, Hex is going out onto the Death Knight. Ensnares onto the statues as well. Hopefully going to secure a kill or two for our Orc player. Nova Coil, well, no Novas, but Coil is online. Going to have plenty of healing capabilities for the Death Knight here as Hexes go out, preventing any Novas from going off, any Coils from going off. Orc player hitting and running, retreating, securing that Raider kill with a long-distance Coil from our resident quarterback Death Knight, Tom Brady, throwing across the field. And we're going to back on out. I'm not sure what that link is in chat. Unfortunately, just going to have to time that out. Don't want any people clicking on weird links. Nothing personal there. And gods, what is going on? Welcome. Our undead player going for the laboratory, trying to clean this up before he inevitably gets met by RaZZoRMaN. Trying to come in, get some ensnares again. The chain ensnares going off onto the statues, onto the Lich, catching them out of position here. Going to try to kidnap these, secure these kills. One statue in a really compromised position, taking constant damage, but also the Raiders taking really high damage from the Orb of Corruption and subsequent auto attacks from the Fiends. But we have an even food count here, 37, 38 food. One more ensnare on the statue is going to secure that kill. And RaZZoRMan's going to back off slightly, going to keep poking, keep locking down these ensnares. And retreat back, try to get in the better position, although the Shadow Hunter is going to be surrounded. And that's going to be the end of this Shadow Hunter here, but not before a slight Hex onto the Death Knight. Not going to do too much for you there. The Shadow Hunter needs to be reborn back at the altar, and the hero levels are starting to accumulate for Sheik here. Level 4, level 3 versus the level 3, level 2 heroes of RaZZoRMaN. RaZZoRMaN certainly falling behind in hero experience as the battle has begun over the Ogre Lord here. Who is going to claim the prize of the Ogre Lord? Looks like it is going to be Sheik. Sheik does claim the reward. I believe it was a Legion Doomhorn. It's hard to see there. It's picked up so quickly by Sheik. Raiders again being moved back. It's going to be really hard to deal with the air presence of Sheik. This ensnares from the Trappers now helping Sheik. Before they were helping RaZZoRMaN, and they have decided to switch allegiances and help out the death and help out RaZZoRMaN now. Another ensnare on the Fiend from RaZZoRMaN. Opting for Cloak of Shadows and immediately ensnared as soon as it was visible. Not even a half a second, and that Death Knight was ensnared immediately. Great reaction timing from RaZZoRMaN here. But it also opened the door to secure this creep camp. Sheik wants the rest of this creep camp, wants the rest of this experience, and it's looking like it's going to go to him. Go, continuing to fight over the creeps in the back here. Ogre Magi is going to fall. Grant a Tome of Strength to the Death Knight. Certainly not going to reject that for our Death Knight player here. More health, more attack power. And the pretty standard undead army now. Fiend statues morphing into destroyers at the moment. No casters, unfortunately, to devour, but plenty of summoned units to devour. Those destroyers are going to have plenty of Orbs of Annihilation casts to go around. Proxy Shop now being discovered by Sheik. And a nice death glow to secure that Raider kill. Well played from RaZZoRMaN. And yes, the hero levels of Sheik proving too strong, too powerful right now. And it looks like our game is crashed. And we're going to have to restart everything here. So we're going to go to intermission really quick as we get this started up, and I know I have to restart War 3 Booster when this happens, or we get stuck, and War 3 Booster decides not to work anymore. So let's try to do this in the correct order, make sure we have War 3 Booster available for our next game. as Sheik takes that one 1-0. Let's make sure War 3 booster is online. It looks like it is ready. All right, and we're back into the lobby here. Phenomenal first game, Sheik versus RaZZoRMaN. Sheik unhindered, unstaggered by the presence of the Farseer, the Wolves, the Raiders, the impeccable chaining capabilities of the Ensnare, able to really lock down all those fiends. But at the end of the day, the hero levels of Sheik proved to be so potent, so valuable. RaZZoRMaN was just not able to keep up. We're going to go to game 2 now. Best of 5 series. And we're going to do this one on Last Refuge. All right, and here we go. Wait for our players. They might be taking a slight break right now. Both players are ready, and we are ready. The world is ready. We're going to go to finals game 2. Sheik versus RaZZoRMaN. We're in the 2K MMR range here, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for some high-level gameplay. We're going to Last Refuge game 2. And last game, we did see the standard from RaZZoRMaN. Early game harassments from the Farseer, from the Feral Spirits. Saw the Raider entourage. Chaining of Ensnare. But at the end of the day, Sheik, with those hero levels, the nuking capabilities of the Lich, of the Death Knight, able to persevere, able to fend off our Orc player RaZZoRMaN here. And opting in for a similar build we've seen most of this tournament. Possibly going to see another Farseer on the way. And we have finals coverage from, I believe, 3 casters today. So Carson on Back to Warcraft, covering all of our tournaments, doing so amazingly as always. Carson, incredible caster for the Back to Warcraft team. Please be sure to check them out over at twitch.tv/back2warcraft if you haven't seen them by now. And another caster is casting us as well. I don't remember their name. I really apologize for that. But please, if you see them in the Warcraft category, check them out as well. And the Acolyte here preparing for the Rod of Necromancy, taking down as many critters as possible. Although this critter is not quite in the position you want it to be. Might aggro those creeps. It looks like you're going to be just fine there. Proxy shop coming online as RaZZoRMaN so often loves to do. Farseer now on the way. Instead of the Death Knight, we're going to see Crypt Lord today. We're going to see Crypt Lord.
A player's forces are under attack.
Now, a lot of summons now that RaZZoRMan's going to have to deal with. So the early expo attempt has begun for Sheik. Sheik, plenty of Skeleton Warriors, soon to be plenty of Beetles. And RaZZoRMaN sees this, and he needs to get in there, cancel this Ziggurat as well as do as much harassment to this creep camp as possible, prevent this expo from going up effortlessly. As the Wolves are now back, fully healed. One Grunt in the mix as well. And I believe that went to the Crypt Lord. Level 2 now awarded to the Crypt Lord. Impale. Onto that Farseer. Farseer surrounded in great position there. Sheik just so deadly with those impales. Incredible early game from Sheik here. now in position to start getting this Expo up, but the Grunt has other ideas here. Going to start chipping away at the Ziggurat. Try to get a cancel here. Farseer is returning, wasting little time, getting right back to that Expo. Going to hit the proxy shop on the way. Bought the healing salve, scroll of speed, and clarity, getting back up to full health and full mana to be able to deal with this level 2 Crypt Lord who is taking down the Merc camp, giving him some access to some Berserkers and a Shadow Priest. Shadow Priest potentially going to be dispelling some of these wolves, also getting some healing out onto the undead army, as another Ziggurat was canceled and still no gold mine being summoned by Sheik. Sheik still on tier 1 as well. Tier 2, about 30-40% done for RaZZoRMaN. RaZZoRMan's certainly going to be ahead in tech, and Sheik falling a little bit behind now with no gold mine being summoned. Every minute that comes by and RaZZoRMaN gets onto tier 2, Sheik's falling a little bit more behind. Here we go. Ziggurat continuing to be pressured down by RaZZoRMaN. RaZZoRMaN trying to stunt the growth of any momentum coming from Sheik. Sheik surrounds a Grunt, does get the kill and secure the kill, getting closer and closer to level 3. Going to be really tough to deal with as a level 1 Farseer. Farseer looking for those kills as well, as the gold mine summoning has begun. And finally, Sheik able to start making progress on his early expansion. Graveyard is going to be summoned at the Expo. Proxy shop has been discovered by Sheik. What will he do about it? And right now, opting to just take care of the remaining acolytes at the Expo. There are 2 left. One of these Ziggurats is going to fall. Canceled just in time. And now the level 3 Crypt Lord with those level 2 Carrion Beetles going to be really tough to deal with. 300 health, 18 damage apiece. Did get the surround on that Grunt. It looks like bringing back those wounded ghouls as well. Grunt's starting to get into critical levels themselves. Maybe the Expo has been thwarted. But Sheik remains on tier 1 as RaZZoRMaN doing everything he can to prevent the Expo attempts from Sheik. Sheik trying to get some wall off now. But RaZZoRMaN continuing to try to get some cancels as one more Grunt of RaZZoRMaN's does fall. Tier 2 is ready online. Shadow Hunter almost here. And then when that Shadow Hunter's here, it's going to be a different story, but another surround by Sheik onto RaZZoRMaN, getting even closer to level 4 now. And although RaZZoRMaN certainly has the tech advantage, he certainly does not have the hero advantage. Would love to see that Grunt put back onto the Blight, maybe cutting up some wood here. Trade it in for a full health Ghoul. As Sheik has once again restarted the Haunted Gold Mine. Grunt's chasing around these Carrion Beetles who will prove to be a nuisance for the rest of this game as they do not desummon. They have infinite summon timer. Bestiary online, Torrent Totem also coming. Farseer being revived as well. Corey Mack, welcome. Thanks for coming, Corey. And great matches during GNL. Really enjoyed our matches together. Hope to see you again next season, my friend. Season 8 signups, I believe, are October 1st. And again, he smells it. He smells it across the whole map. He knows that Haunted Gold Mine's coming up. He knows he's got to get it canceled. If he can get another cancel here, that's huge for RaZZoRMaN. RaZZoRMaN doing everything he can to get this gold mine canceled, and it looks like he's going to, but not before a nice impale by Sheik. And some more damage does get the mine canceled just in time, but a surround on the Shadow Hunter here. Also a Hex to be able to take down that Shadow Priest, and the Shadow Hunter also falls as punishment for hexing that Shadow Priest. And again, it's so hard to figure out who is in the lead. You have a blatant tech tier advantage from RaZZoRMaN, but RaZZoRMaN can't seem to crack this Expo, but the Expo itself can't get up. Another impale and a potential surround on this Farseer. This Farseer is going to fall yet again. Cannot get out of the grasp of Sheik, the surround capabilities of Sheik. And will chain lightning before it takes its last breath. Shadow Hunter being retrained, followed by a Farseer yet again. And Sheik, although not able to get past Tier 1, not even able to get the Expo online, is just decimating the heroes of RaZZoRMaN with those impales. Such an interesting game right now. 37 food to 31 food. Pure, like, blatant tech advantage from RaZZoRMaN, but it just doesn't seem to be enough. Some disenchants now coming from the Spirit Walker, certainly going to help with the presence of these carrion beetles. Going to town now on the Raiders. RaZZoRMaN so good at these ensnares. As Sheik falls to 37 foods, closing the gap between the food supply advantage Sheik once had. A Mud Golem has decided to appear, casting some slow onto the Spirit Walkers here. Some repair attempts from the peons. Injured grunts into the back. Sheik sees them, potentially wants a piece of them, but first wants to take down this Torrent Totem before Adept Training gets trained. Wants to avoid any sort of Spirit Link. Spirit Link would be a very welcomed addition to the Orc army right here. Farseer almost out. Might be what's needed to fend off this attack from Sheik. Sheik taking down peons one at a time. The Adept Training is now finished. Spirit Walkers have the Adept Training. Wolves, only level 1, but they are in the battle now. Easily dealt with by Sheik. And the ensnare so critical from RaZZoRMaN, able to take down all of the remaining mercenaries of Sheik. Sheik now finally has the Expo up and running, has mined about 500 gold from it. Almost paying for itself now, getting closer. Crypt on the way, double crypt. Double graveyard. And another altar. Was an altar unsummoned? Did I miss that before? And a surround on the Crypt Lord here due to the ensnare chaining from RaZZoRMaN. Almost missed this, and this grunt might fall, revealing a small slot for the Crypt Lord to escape from. No ability to escape, no TP, no town portal, no anything, no invuln pot. The Crypt Lord has fallen as RaZZoRMaN finally has some sort of momentum going in his direction. The pendulum beginning to swing the other direction here. A long-range ensnare from that Raider, wanting to secure that ghoul kill. Wow, very nice. RaZZoRMaN trying to turn the tides here. Will it be enough? Level 3 awarded to the Farseer, now closing in the hero level gap, but that Crypt Lord is so close to level 5. DK being trained as well. Sheik going to try to get that Crypt Lord back online, maybe at the tavern, but is so far away, and his path to the tavern is unfortunately blocked. Going to send an Acolyte there from the Expo. Raiders starting to fall as no heroes are currently available for Sheik. Going to try to get this altar destroyed before the Death Knight can come out. It's going to be a race. Who's going to get out first? Is the altar going to fall? The altar is going to fall. No Death Knight right now, but the Crypt Lord is back. Crypt Lord going to buy some critical items. Going to buy Staff of Teleportation and Potion of Lesser Vulnerability and join the battle as soon as possible. Staffing back home immediately. Has enough gold to buy a couple items as well. Potion of Mana used, but not before dropping the Robe of the Magi to maximize how much mana can be recouped from that potion. Another Potion of Healing also purchased and used. Level 5 awarded to the Crypt Lord. Although in a tricky scenario here, the Tomb of Relics has fallen, so no more shop for the undead player. Ensnares going out all around. It's just going to take a couple nice ensnares from RaZZoRMaN, and he could get another kill onto the Crypt Lord, but the Crypt Lord popping that critical potion of invulnerability, hopefully in a position to get some sort of defensive stance here. A final stand from Sheik. Can he fend this off? The Raiders so effective against these buildings. Spirit Tower now in play, as well as the Nerubian Tower, trying to cripple down what's remaining of the Raider count here. Not many Raiders left for RaZZoRMaN. 47 food, though. In a variety of ways. Spirit Walkers, Raiders, Heroes, Grunts. Not quite the Noah's Ark army, but is certainly diverse enough. Sheik now has just enough firepower to defend home base. but taken down was the Tumor Relics, the altar. No second hero. Tumor Relics being resummoned right now. As attack wave number 2 has began from RaZZoRMaN. RaZZoRMaN, a lot of raiders here. Getting as much value as possible. I believe Pillage also researched. Maybe not. I'm not seeing the gold increase as I thought I would. I'm not quite sure if Pillage's research. Don't see it on Ward 3 booster. But Sheik trying to defend this yet again. This crypt is going to fall, but there is another proxy crypt at the expo. Will it be enough? Altar of Darkness also being rebuilt at the expo. Some of the summon units of Sheik beginning to fall. The hero gap is shortening. Again, raiders continue to fall one by one. Fiends continue to get ensnared and locked in place. About 5 2/5 right now. Cryptlord looking to make a push into level 6 that could turn the game around, as level 4 is awarded to both the Farseer and the Shadowhunter. Big power spike there, getting level 2 Chain Lightning and potentially level 2 Hex as the tower rush has begun. RaZZoRMaN wants to end this now. He wants to take this to game 3, tied 1-1. He senses this is his opportunity. Can he actually get it done and push this Orc base in with the 48 food advantage to 26 food of Sheik? Sheik stuck on one hero, has the Death Knight training at the expo. It could be the game turner there, the X Factor, bringing in some healing capabilities of Death Coil. A beautiful impale there, getting around 8 units from RaZZoRMaN. Taking all of the Orc army for a ride there. More carrion beetles being summoned now. Level 3 beetles, capable of burrowing now. He knows he's on a timer, knows he needs to get these towers taken care of. They are not reinforced, so you might be able to handle them even when they come up in the next second or two. Pulling the creeps as well, getting any help he can from anywhere on the map, anyone who's willing to do it. But the creeps said, you didn't pay me enough, I'm going back home. As the tower's now beginning to go to work and starting to get taken down by the Halls of the Dead damage, but it's nothing compared to the repair capabilities of these peons. And as expected, Death Knight caught out of position coming over from the expo, getting surrounded by RaZZoRMaN and quickly dealt with immediately. Death Knight falls. Level 4.5 for the Farseer, 4 1/4 for the Shadowhunter. Watchtowers going to work onto the buildings now. More watchtowers on the way. More summoned units coming in to deal damage to the backline fiends here of Sheik. The ensnare so deadly, continuing to be perfectly executed by RaZZoRMaN. RaZZoRMaN knows that this is his chance to take it to game 3 all tied up. Can he make it happen? More disenchants onto the carrion beetles. A nice impale does kill one of the spirit walkers in ethereal form. Raiders and Grunts damage moving to the backline now, but critical healing capability from the Shadowhunter, able to stabilize the Orc army. Towers from Sheik, pushing out all of the DPS that they can. And the economic advantage clearly in Sheik's camp right here has more gold than RaZZoRMaN ever could dream of right now. But at the end of the day, these hero levels, the gap of the hero power is closing. Death Knight back in the game. Wounded units being retreated, but there are so many towers for RaZZoRMaN here, and more on the way. Another one about to be online. 5 towers total. Peons going to work, repairing this tower, keeping it online, keeping it available. As the towers continue to chip away at the crypt. Acolytes are there to basically negate the tower damage. As you can see, a pulsating wave. Back and forth, back and forth. Heroes of Sheik, really all that he has left. A couple fiends ensnared and almost certainly going to pay the price for being out of position. One fiend going to fall as the chain ensnares begin on the back line of the fiends, but a Rod of Necromancy there to help cast some skeleton minions as well, get them on the field, but nothing that Disenchant can't handle. From our Spirit Walkers, yet another fiend caught out of position coming over from the expo. And a brutal impale taking almost all the Orc army for a ride up into the sky. More Disenchants coming. from the Spirit Walkers, trying to handle all of those Skeleton Warriors. And again, the Death Knight being chain ensnared one at a time. Ensnare, 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 trying to prevent any sort of escape. And the Death Knight maybe just enough, getting into the back near the Tomb of Relics. Another ensnare from RaZZoRMaN on another Fiend. Not as juicy as an Impale as we usually see, but level 6 being awarded to the Crypt Lord here. What will we see? Is it time for Carrion Swarm? And just so many towers. I just love to see like the total damage done by these towers. They've been firing for like 3 to 4 minutes straight. Non-stop. Carrion Swarm is trained for the Crypt Lord. Certainly going to help quite a bit in the next battle here. Is going to keep the Crypt Lord healed up quite fully, actually. As more units are on the field, the Crypt Lord is so hard to take down when Carrion Swarm is active. Going to be able to take down one of these watchtowers for RaZZoRMaN. The lead RaZZoRMaN once had is now dwindling little by little, but Carrion Swarm is out. The leeches are out. Taking down all the health that they can, returning it back to the Crypt Lord. Level 2 granted to the Death Knight. Unholy Aura now online. Raiders trying to take down as many statues as possible. Level 5 now for the Farseer. Opting in for level 3 Wolves. Level 3 Wolves now on the field, having invisibility and critical strike. RaZZoRMaN retreating slightly. 2 level 5s on the field. Farseer Shadowhunter, level 5. Going for level 3 Chain Heal. Chain Heal really going to help stabilize that Orc army, and we're in quite a stalemate here. Level 6 of the Crypt Lord, level 5s of the Orc army, and this could be one of those games where Earthquake totally changes the game. If you could Earthquake all of this right here, woo, baby. Just as long as you make sure you don't have any impales from that Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord looking to get another juicy impale. There it is, right on time, getting 4, taking 4 of those units for a ride. Quickly using Chain Heal immediately. Wolves going to town on any units they can. Level 6 Crypt Lord is just so tanky, so hard to deal damage to, as now Demolishers have entered the arena. Choosing to take down the Acolytes one at a time. Staff of Teleportation used on the Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord falling fast, but not enough. Death Knight also has some Death Coils ready for the Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord, nice Impale, taking 6 of the Orc units for a ride there. Farseer, stunned momentarily, not able to bring it back in. A nice ensnare, surrounded, and TP is used. Able to reposition the Undead army completely behind the Halls of the Dead. A nice impale onto the sideline here of the Orc army. Death Knight does fall at level 2. Ensnares going off onto the Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord falling to critical levels. Could this be the end for Sheik? And he does get auto-attacked down by RaZZoRMaN. RaZZoRMaN potentially taking this game here. We may be going to game 3, 1-1. Watchtowers, Demolishers, Raiders, you name it. GG is called. We're going to game 3, all tied up, 1-1. Really great game there. That was a nail-biter all the way to the end. Just a constant push from both players there. Really love to see that. Welcome, Burning Blades. Thanks for coming to support the stream, as always. Luke to the Skywalker, welcome. Thanks for coming by, everybody. Appreciate you all supporting the stream. Having a good time casting the 4Players Gold Cup today. Sheik versus RaZZoRMaN. We're going to game 3. We're going to game 3 all tied up. Best of 5. Let's get these scores updated here. RaZZoRMaN crawling back from behind. 1-1. We're going to take a quick break while our players get prepared, and we'll see you all very shortly. right, and back a little earlier than expected here. We do have Game 3 underway as RaZZoRMaN and Sheik have it tied up 1-1, and we're going to Northern Isles. And in a constant back and forth of last game, back and forth at the expo, at the main base, in the middle of the map, the side of the map, up, down, left, right, you name it, they battled there. Sheik versus RaZZoRMaN, what a series so far, 1-1. Opting for a very similar build order to the past couple games we've seen here from RaZZoRMaN. And Sheik in the top right, winner of Game 1. Trying to claw back into the series, take it 2-1. Thank you so much, Burning Blades, for an additional donation. $20 for the brand. Thank you. Burning Blades, again. You've done so much to support the stream. Really appreciate you. It's people like you and everyone else that follows and supports the stream, the community, that keeps me going. Love to see it, buddy. Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate everything that you're doing to support the community. Hope you enjoy the stream.
A player's force.
All right, and we have Farseer back on the menu here. Accolade, unfortunately, overextending its welcome, but will be left alone for the time being. Crypt Lord again. Nice map for the Crypt Lord here. Northern Isles, easy to expo. Didn't have the outcome he wanted last game. Took quite a bit to get that expo online. A lot of constant harassment from our orc opponent here.
A player's forces are under attack.
This RaZZoRMaN stopping on by the laboratory, taking a little visit on his way over to the expo. Has the peon scouting. He knows the Crypt Lord's here. He knows the fast expo is likely on the way. Wants to be there early to help take care of it. And Ring of Protection going to go to the Crypt Lord. Here we go. So many summon units from Sheik here. Skeleton Warriors, Carrion Beetles. It's going to be quite a bit for RaZZoRMaN to deal with here. 2 Feral Spirits and a Grunt only for RaZZoRMaN. And some harassment here for the peon. This Beetle really wants it. Wants to get that XP, feed it all the way back to the Crypt Lord back at home. One more auto attack is going to secure it. There it is. Blight is thrown down. Expo attempt potentially underway here. Crypt Lord falling down to around 70% health, and a nice impale, taking the Farseer and 2 Grunts for a ride, and a nice surround, just like Game 2. Critical surround on RaZZoRMaN. RaZZoRMaN got to get out of there. Going to save his hero this time. TP's out just in time, as now the expo is free for Sheik to creep up. Gonna take down this Ogre Magi and be rewarded with a Claws of Attack +9 for his troubles. Potential Tier 3 Lich, gonna love that, but for now, the Crypt Lord gonna put those claws on and go to town. Farseer continuing to take on the Tuskar camp now, wants level 2 for himself.
The town is under siege.
And a Beetle Boy down here trying to do anything he can to disrupt the focus of RaZZoRMaN. Now RaZZoRMaN unfortunately has to pay attention to this nuisance of a beetle. And Sheik continuing to pull out the green camp adjacent to the expo. Here we go, continuing to take down this creep camp. Burning Blades in chat, I gotta say, those emotes and that drum set next to your name, they look so good, I have to say.
A player's forces are under attack.
Here we go. RaZZoRMan's here. Just like, can he do it a repeat of last game and constantly cancel those gold mines? But it looks like Sheik in a better position now to defend his expo. Ghouls are falling quickly, and a little unfortunate body block there from the Crypt Lord. A strong grunt presence here. 4 grunts easily going to be able to take down the ghoul and summon army of Sheik. Grunts are so strong right now at this early game, and 4 of them is going to cause some trouble. But the gold mine does get up, unlike game 1, putting Sheik in a pretty nice spot right now. But Chain Lightning roasting what's left of the bones of those ghouls. As Sheik retreats back into the expo. 4 grunts still remain, going to be chipping away. He's going to try to maybe get a surround attempt on the Crypt Lord. Unsuccessful. Now some auto attacks onto the ghouls here. Try to capture as much as possible. Meanwhile, tier 1 still for Sheik. Maybe another surround attempt, but not enough units to lock in a surround here. Beetles now online, coming back. Those level 2 Beetles. A nice upgrade from level 1. Going to bring back that injured ghoul as well. The crypt on the way up, double crypting. Gonna be able to chip away at these grunts. Each grunt that falls gives Sheik a nice XP and unit count advantage. These grunts are so expensive to train. Ghouls, on the other hand, pretty cheap. I believe $120. RaZZoRMaN continuing to harass as much as he possibly can at this expo here. Tier 2 online. Bestiary, Torrent Totem on the way, and a Shadow Hunter also quickly approaching the expo to support his brethren, the Farseer. Some constant damage, constant harassment. Only really a Nerubian Tower here to stifle and slow down the Farseer. Getting some auto attacks down on these Beetles, trying to just eliminate all of the mana value of the Crypt Lord. Not any mana really left. No impales. Beetles are also falling, but so is the grunt. And nice body blocks here by the carrion beetle of Sheik. Being able to lock down that grunt and secure the kill. Wolves being right-clicked onto the Crypt Lord. Also, Hex now in play. Going to be able to slow it down, maybe lock in a surround attempt if he can get some more unit count here. Farseer Shadow Hunter, nice combo, very deadly at the moment, dealing a lot of damage to this Crypt Lord. Also, Wolves able to come and keep these fiends in check. Fiends continuing to take quite a bit of damage from the auto attacks of the ranged heroes, as well as the Wolves right-clicked on top of them. Hex used onto the Crypt Lord. Wolves trying to get as many auto attacks as possible, maybe even body block, prevent it from getting back into the base, but not able to prevent it. 4 fiends, 2 are wounded, 1's critically wounded as the Farseer is pushed back. Back at home base, Ensnare Raiders on the way. Adept training, Spirit Walkers on the way to help disenchant those carrion beetles. A lot of summon units helping out the Crypt Lord here. Potion of Mana and Healing purchased, and doubling down on that. Going to be off cooldown by the time they get to the next battle. Be really handy to have that. Tier 2 now online. Death Knight on the way. Same with the Slaughterhouse, gonna get some statues rolling. Farseer has a nice clarity pop, trying to get healed back up to full, as well as a nice mana bar to accompany. And he's going to try to push in this expo yet again with the help of some raiders, some siege damage, some ensnare. 1 ensnare used on the Crypt Lord to start this battle. A nice impale, taking 4 units for a ride. More wolves are resummoned, and a nice hex onto the Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord falling fast, taking quite a bit of damage, down to 200 damage, pops the health potion, back up to 300 health. Nice impale, but that might be one of the last bits of impale you're going to see in this battle. A lot of auto attack damage from the Farseer. Crypt Lord able to squeeze by this little gap here back into the base. Death Knight now here, maybe able to get some nice death coils over onto the Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord healed back up to 300 health. And it's probably going to be enough. And a nice 3-point surround onto the Farseer, using the terrain to aid. Farseer's not going to be able to escape. Does have an invuln potion, but will he use it? He is going to use it. Potentially hoping to kill some of these fiends. Unblock the Farseer. Farseer does get unblocked due to the skeletons being unsummoned. Impale only gets 1 of the Spirit Walkers. Not going to be able to damage that down without a death coil. as the rest of the Orc army is going to be able to escape, and the Farseer also able to escape, so a really nice usage of that potion of invuln. Pull this creep camp back, try to claim it for himself. Sheik wants to get any advantage he can with hero levels. Ensnare's not going out on the Death Knight yet again. Death Knight in critical condition here. Critical placement, critical position. This isn't great. Death Knight might fall, and that would be a big kill for RaZZoRMaN. Death Knight able to get back and retreat back into home base. Some nice impales from the Crypt Lord here. Sheik able to take down what's left of the wolves, forcing RaZZoRMaN to backstep quite a little bit there. Ensnare out onto the Crypt Lord. Going to get as much damage as possible, forcing the Death Knight to buy mana potions, spend that mana on death coils. Auto attacks continue to go out onto the Crypt Lord, now bring him down to 250 health, 230 health. And that's quite a bit there. Death Knight doesn't really have any mana to heal it up. Going to have to spend that money on health potions. Death Knight hexed, vulnerable position, just enough damage to take it down. Death Knight falls. Two statues now online. That's where Sheik wants to be. He needs to have both statues rolling mana and health regeneration. Also, 2 Ziggurats upgraded here to defend what's left of the Expo. Which is quite a bit. 2 more relics. 2 Tumor relics. Very interesting. So 3 total. Potentially preemptively preparing against a Raider barrage. But one of them is going to fall immediately. Instare's going out onto the Fiends. But it's going to be okay. Disenchant's going out onto the Beetle line here. Beetles have disintegrated. Auto attacks now going out onto the Crypt Lord. No Death Knight here to help heal it up, but is right next to the shop. Is going to be able to buy a potion. But not really needed at the moment. Able to push it back. Death Knight back online. Fortunately healed up immediately. Ensnared. Also, 1 Spirit Walker going to fall. And a nice heal wave from the Shadow Hunter, but Shadow Hunter unfortunately going to have to go for a ride and is going to fall due to the auto attacks of Sheik and the Crypt Fiend army. And again, Farseer going for a ride. Auto attacks. GG's called. Sheik taking it 2-1. We're going to game 4. Really nice performance there from Sheik. Big difference there from game 2. Was able to get that Expo up on time where he needed it. Expo didn't suffer. In game 2, it took forever to get that Expo up, and then you saw very clearly there when that Expo was up, the Expo was online on time. RaZZoRMaN didn't have nearly as much trouble dealing with the constant harassment attempts of RaZZoRMaN. And we're going to update this really quick. Sheik 2-1. Sheik looking to close this one out here, as he sits on 1 ping in the lobby. So Sheik clearly has the server in his closet or next door or something. But we're going to game 4. We're going to game 4, and it looks like it might be Amazonia, but we're waiting for our competitors to rejoin. So with that, going to take a quick little break while our competitors get in, and we'll be back as soon as we're ready for game 4. All right, we're just about ready for game 4. Our opponents taking a small break themselves. We're going to be right back into the action soon enough. Game 4, Sheik versus RaZZoRMaN. A great game 3 we just saw. Sheik able to get that expo up right as he wanted to on Northern Isles. And when that expo gets up and not canceled continuously by your orc opponent, it's much easier to deal with that harass. It's really nice there. Great performance. Hi, buddy. My kitty cat is here to watch the grand finals as well. Game 4. We're going to Turtle Rock for this one. So this should be a good one. This should be a nice game 4 on Turtle Rock. How y'all doing today? Thanks again for all the support. Again, we do have Back to Warcraft streaming the grand finals as well. Hosted by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Carson. Always does incredible streams, so definitely head on over there if you're looking for some Back to Warcraft quality casting as well. But with that, we're going to game 4, and we're going to Turtle Rock. RaZZoRMaN versus Sheik, game 4. And interesting to see what our players will do this time. A little bit harder of a map to Fast Expo. As human undead as anybody. So curious to see how the game plans will change here. I know I definitely see Blade Master quite a bit on this map. So the question remains, how will our players pivot with the difference in the larger map of Turtle Rock? Pretty standard opener from Sheik, as usual. Going for early barracks here. Maybe some grunts to accompany the Farseer or Blade Master. I'm imagining, given RaZZoRMaN's track record, probably see some Farseer here. About to find out. Just a few seconds. Farseer it is. Acolyte also about to begin scouting. Death Knight, no Fast Expo attempts from Sheik this time. And Sheik is 1-0 in this series using Death Knight, so will Sheik be able to clean up the series, go 3-1, take the grand finals with the Death Knight? And grunt production has begun. Both opponents scouting, trying to figure out where the actual starting location of each player is. Sheik has now confirmed it's the bottom camp. So we do have a nice line here. I don't recall if the spawn positions are guaranteed in Turtle Rock. It might be other maps where they're guaranteed. You're guaranteed to spawn across. I believe that was changed recently on some map. Maybe it was Twisted Meadows, where you're guaranteed to spawn across. But not too sure about Turtle Rock. RaZZoRMaN hoping to get some nice XP, some nice items from this turtle camp. Mantle of Intelligence, certainly going to like that. +3 attack, extra mana. Death Knight rewarded also with a Mantle of Intelligence, a little extra mana. Some more Death Coils. And taking on the orange camp over to the west here. Both players opting for the same orange camp. The Troll Ogre camp, one of the easier orange camps on the map. Death Knight going to be able to possibly take down the first batch of units here. Nice Claws of Attack. Lich is going to love that a little bit later in the game. And Death Knight's going to move on over. Get some harassment in on his opponent. Not before backing up slightly. Maybe reconsidering what he'd like to do in the early game here. All right. Farseer exploring the map, hitting the proxy shop as RaZZoRMaN so often likes to do. Looping back around, reuniting with the rest of his army, and moving on along. He'll salving everything back up, getting ready for the next phase of the game. Tier 2 about 40% done for both players. Pretty much neck and neck in tech timing. Pulling the big gargantuan sea turtle camp back. Dealing chaos damage. Gonna get him maybe a surround on this turtle. Easier to deal with. As the turtle's gonna juggle back and forth. Get a little bit confused. Wolves are going to pay the price, and then Turtle's going to try to loop back around. Death Knight now smelling it. Wants to potentially get a Death Coil snipe on that Turtle. It'd be so much juicy XP if he could get it. Death Knight wants to get all the XP he can from this camp. He's just lurking on the edges, not quite able to get it. RaZZoRMaN able to secure the first kill. Death Knight going to try again, stick around, but can't stay around for too long.
The player's forces are under attack.
Chain Lightning to ensure the XP transfer from Turtle to Farseer. Death Knight continuing to be chipped away by auto attacks of RaZZoRMaN. RaZZoRMaN, pretty strong position so far, level 2. Almost level 3 before the Death Knight is even level 2. So Farseer doing very well, very efficient with the orc creeping right now. And this must, I'm imagining, will be granting potentially level 3 here. If he can get some breathing room to actually finish it. Crypt Fiends here to disrupt any creeping attempts, any easy creeping attempts, and maybe even snipe the kill for themselves. Let's take a look at this Farseer XP bar, see who actually gets it. Death Knight also here. Death Coil, but not enough. Level 3 going to the Farseer now. Level 2 Wolves being trained. As that grunt kill makes a secure for level 2 Death Knight, but a surround forcing the TP from Sheik. Sheik having to TP back on home, rethink his decisions. As he is now objectively a little bit behind in the early game here. No Lich on the way yet. Will he be opting for a Dark Ranger instead? Get some extra summons in the face of RaZZoRMaN. Dealing with Dark Ranger at this stage in the game can be quite tough if you don't have the Dispel to help. Farseer right in the base of our undead player Sheik. How will he deal with it? Death Knight taking so much damage right now from the auto attacks of the Farseer. Shop is available to have some health potions go off. There is a Chain Lightning as well. Will he use it to secure the kill? Hex used. Chain Lightning could spell the end of the Death Knight, and it is. Death Knight level 2 does fall. In the base, Sheik, a quick GG. RaZZoRMaN taking this to game 5 immediately. And wow, just like that. RaZZoRMaN out for blood. So aggressive, so well played, so smooth. It's RaZZoRMaN with an incredible early game. Able to take this to game 5. We are going all the way to the end. Sheik versus RaZZoRMaN, game 5. And this is how you want it. This is how you want to settle the score. Play all the games, figure out who the best player really is. And one of the quickest Orc Undead matchups I've seen in a while, especially at this level. Sheik with a couple overextensions there by the Death Knight, burning the town portal, burning any chances of survival back at the home base. And you know how aggressive RaZZoRMaN likes to play. RaZZoRMaN, a very aggressive Orc player, very offensive. So the playstyle of the aggressive, offensive RaZZoRMaN paid off. Did not allow any breathing room of Sheik back at his base. And waiting for our players here. Might take a small break again while we're waiting for Sheik versus RaZZoRMaN. Game 3. Be right back as soon as the action's here. We're back right away. These players want to get to it. They don't want to waste any time, and they want to settle Game 5 on Amazonia. RaZZoRMaN versus Sheik. We're going to Game 5. We're taking it all the way, and we're going to settle the score on Amazonia. And a very quick Game 4 last game. We had Sheik just back against the wall the whole time. The aggression, the early aggression of RaZZoRMaN that he's so known for really came in handy there. And I imagine we're going to see similar hero unit composition from RaZZoRMaN. Loves to go Farseer Grunts, loves the Raiders. Although in this matchup doesn't prefer the Fire Lord, tending to go Shadow Hunter second. So that's been very nice from RaZZoRMaN for early aggression and mid-game aggression. Meanwhile, going to opt for the Death Knight. Didn't fare too well in Game 4, but did quite well in Game 1. So Death Knight for Sheik in this matchup is 1-1. 1 win, 1 loss. It's just tied up across the board. Any way you calculate it, any way you match it up, we're tied. Graveyard coming a little bit earlier than last time, but maybe getting some Fiends in the mix here. Might have been what was missing last game. No proxy shops on Amazonia. Gonna build the shop right at home base. Unfortunately, a purge immediately on that wolf. This Acolyte's gonna pay the price for being a nuisance. Gonna try to get the XP, but unfortunately the creeps get the XP. And Death Knight coming on down with some Skeleton Warriors in the right side of the map. Gonna go for the first orange camp. Take this item. And while Farseer goes for the more standard creep route on Amazonia. Taking the item immediately. And then moving on to some of the smaller wizards in the green camp. Death Knight able to get the Mantle of Intelligence for himself. Gloves of Haste awarded to RaZZoRMaN. And nice Slippers of Agility. Gonna help increase the speed of those auto attacks, the frequency of those auto attacks. A little bit of armor boost as well. Can't hurt. You'll take those. And pulling in the Taskmaster camp back a little bit into safer position. Death Knight being very effective with very little. Bringing in those Skeleton Warriors to aid with the creeping efforts. Meanwhile, taking as little damage as possible himself. Farseer restocking up Clarity, Salves, Speed Potions. He's got it all. Macro check-ins here. Both players, sorry, on Tier 2. 40 to 50% done. And our first potential encounter of the game. Death Knight getting a little bit of visibility as the Taskmaster brought back, trying to get into better position here, but the Death Knight doesn't care. Death Knight wants a piece of this right now. And now some auto attacks going back out onto the Death Knight. We saw how much those all added up last game, forcing the Death Knight back after a nice surround against the environment, and then following him closely back home to take him out with a Chain Lightning and Hex combo. Injured units being microed around the map, preventing any XP transfers from happening. You see that so often at this level. Every little point, every little bit of the game is optimized. And gonna go and creep this right in Sheik's face. Is not afraid. Death Knight does snipe the kill of the Taskmaster. And that's gonna be a nice snipe there. Death Knight claiming the experience from the Taskmaster. Taking down what's left of the Kobold camp here. Also trying to snipe it, and I actually didn't see who got that. I don't even want to lie and tell you I saw who got that. It was so close, I'm not sure. But I'll tell you this, the Farseer did get the item. Claws of Attack. Nice surround on the Fiend here, using the trees to help. Only needing 3 units to get that surround locked in place here on Amazonia. Game 5 in our grand finals. Pulling back the Renegade Wizard camp, baiting that Chain Lightning. Unfortunately, it did go onto the Rogue. Not exactly what you're looking for as the attacker of this creep camp. And in typical RaZZoRMaN style, right in your face, so aggressive. Securing some Fiend kills. Maybe another Fiend kill off to the east as well. Potion of Mana bought for the Death Knight, but it's too late. The Fiend does die. Some more Acolytes potentially paying the price as we are 60% of the way through. This is going to hurt. Each Acolyte death here is really going to hurt the remainder of this tech. Farseer getting slowed down, probably going to be forced to use a Scroll of TP any second now. Death Coil also, he's trying to bait the Death Coil before he uses the Scroll. Death Coil used, Death Coil baited, Scroll used. As RaZZoRMaN gets out relatively unscathed, only 1 Acolyte falls. Not the end of the world for Sheik, going to be able to recover from that as soon as this is done. Get an Acolyte to backfill that killed Acolyte. Lich on the way. Meanwhile, back at the Orc home base here, Hex online for the Shadowhunter. We saw how deadly it was last game. Raiders also incoming in the typical RaZZoRMaN style we're so used to this tournament already. Here we are, Sheik cleaning up the rest of the Lightning Shield camp. Hex, again, so deadly. Maybe going to get a surround attempt onto the Death Knight. Death Knight able to just squeak out of there in time. Lich may be in trouble here, getting those critical ensnares, getting a nice surround on the Lich as well. Diamond surround locked in. Death Coil also used to get the Lich back up to full health. Lich is able to sneak on out. No ensnares available to capture the rest of these heroes. The hero's able to squeak out. No more Death Coils available for the Death Knight. Will a potion of mana be purchased to try to save what's left of the undead army here? RaZZoRMaN so aggressive, pushing right into the undead base, not afraid, locking down the statue, also securing a statue kill with the help of the feral spirits. Another ghoul has fallen, as you could hear in the back there. Orbit Corruption bought from the Lich. Certainly going to help with this push. Grunts are going to start falling much quicker than usual with the -5 armor of that Orbit Corruption. Death Knight being hexed, preventing any sort of healing from happening. Lich, although at full health, potion of healing purchase, getting the Death Knight a little bit more stabilized there, but ensnared immediately and hexed. The CC of RaZZoRMaN is unbelievable. The Death Knight hasn't been able to do anything. He finally is able to get a Death Coil off on the Raider. A little bit of value there. 5 seconds left on the potion of healing. Decides to TP back home, which is not going to be very far. Potion of healing now off a cooldown. Going to be able to get that healing off. Raider's now going to town onto the Tomb of Relics. Soon to deny any item purchasing capability of Sheik. Sheik in a little bit of trouble here. Back against the wall. 18 food to the 43 food army of RaZZoRMaN. RaZZoRMaN pushing in so aggressively. Lich trying to push the rest of the Orc army back alone with just an Orbit Corruption, but fortunately for Sheik, he's going to need more to deal with this. We got 3 Grunts, 2 Raiders with plenty of Ensnare and Hex available. No shop for Sheik to be able to purchase any healing potion. It's looking grimmer and grimmer for Sheik here. Sacrificial Pact, gotten Ritual of Death to get some more mana. For the Lich here, some more Novas. More ensnares out on the Death Knight. Death Knight kind of stuck in the back of the base here in the most defensive position. Sheik has retreated as far back as he possibly can. Lich getting in a compromised position and hexed immediately. No mana on the Death Knight. GG is called. RaZZoRMaN, your winner of 4Players Cup Gold.